Okay, guys, I haven't used this deck in a few days. Astro alignment. Alright. Had a pretty interesting reading earlier. So, let's see. I've been really, tuning into a different type of energy lately. The same message has been coming through about having some sort of success within, you know, my abilities. Kind of like my intuition being on point, right? Shout out to the channel. Let's see. There's a completion to a cycle coming up. All right, on Friday, the 29th, with the full moon in Aries. So, let's see. Mutable. Versatility, flexibility, adaptability. Mutable energies are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Okay, I have Vesta. Fell down on the floor. Inner spark, sacrifice, and devotion. All right, Vesta right now is in Cancer. And our last quarter moon will be in Cancer. So that could be significance about something needing to be adjusted at that time. That's kind of what I'm getting. Equinox is here. All right, this speaks about a commitment, integration, and shifts. So shift definitely happening in the energy again. I'm getting you're gonna have to be adaptable to some sort of change that's happening here. Vesta in Cancer, sitting in the 6th house for us Aquarians. The 6th house is immutable energy. Okay. So I see you needing to be flexible here with your commitment to spirituality is kind of what I'm getting, with Vesta being the asteroid of spirituality. Sirius. Sirius is in Scorpio in the 10th house. Sirius is all about self-care, wellness, agriculture. This is all like nurturing energy, right? Could it be a time to plant a new manifestation? As I'm reading my notes here on the Equinox card, it says balancing your intentions to plant manifestations. Interesting. Sirius is about agriculture, right? Sitting in the 10th house is giving me the energy of nourishing, right? What you want to do is regarding your career, all right? Self-care. Could you be needing to heal at this time? Sirius is the ruling asteroid to the sign of Taurus. And that speaks about the 2nd house energy, right? Your self-value. All right, Trine is here. Auspiciousness, positivity, and luck. So a trine happens when there are two celestial bodies within 120 degrees apart, meaning 4 signs apart, right? pertaining to Vesta in Cancer. If we go Cancer, we go Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. All right. So Vesta having that inner spark, sacrifice, and devotion. And then Ceres, all right, in the 10th house with self-care, wellness, and agriculture. It's kind of giving me the 6th house, the 10th house. Hard work, focusing in on your health, right? Being of service to others, and then having some sort of positivity and luck with that reflecting over to the house of your career, your achievements, your accomplishments, something like that. All right, first house is here. This one says your identity and the way you choose to express yourself. Interesting. So it speaks about the self, the body, the presence. There's a need to focus on self. I keep getting this in all my readings. Planetary return. Could you be making progress in something with planetary return? Ceres being in Scorpio is opposing its own, like, ruling sign in Taurus. All right. There's something here pertaining to, like, having to focus on self, but also having to deal with, like, finances. All right. I'm telling you, 2nd house is of significance. It just kind of flipped out in the deck there. I've been pulling all the other cards, so it's kind of saying, like, yeah, you're on the right path. All right, so finances, value your possessions. I just heard a beep outside. It's like, continue on. Okay. You could be making progress, all right, throughout this shift here that's happening with the equinox. Let's see. So again, I just said Ceres in Scorpio, which is our 10th house, opposing the energy of the 2nd house. But Ceres is the ruling asteroid to the 2nd house. So some sort of opposition there regarding finances, values, and possessions. All right, because you are focusing on self-care, wellness, and agriculture in the 10th house. Okay. Aries is here, eroticism, desire, and sex. There's something that you truly desire here in the 10th house, something that you really want to go after. It's kind of what I'm getting. Scorpio's energy is very passionate, right? It does rule the 8th house of sex. All right. But that's not kind of what I'm getting. I feel like your eroticism is within yourself at this time, right? The passion that you have for your career and your focus on self is important. 7th house, partnerships, balance, and one-on-one relationships. All right, so maybe you do need to start focusing more on love, right? Your 7th house is Leo's energy. What am I getting here? Soul, consciousness, and mind with the psyche. Okay. Full moon. Culmination, release, and illumination. So this full moon could definitely be bringing you back to consciousness, right? Maybe you've been really tuned into the energy of self, really focused and again, I was getting like heavy on the subconscious because of where Pluto is in Capricorn and retrograde in our 12th house, right? This full moon in Aries is going to be reflecting over to the energy of the sun, okay, in Libra, which Libra is our ninth house, having to do with our spirituality. So you could be focusing more on emotional fulfillment at this time, right? Gaining knowledge. But I feel like the full moon is going to bring some sort of illumination to your consciousness, as Aries sits in the third house, having to be in the energy of Gemini. All right. It does speak about like you expressing your ideas. All right. What it is that you're curious about. The ninth house is here. All right. So philosophy, spirituality, and knowledge. All right. What is that trying to say? I feel that I'm on the right path right now with the reading. Again, the full moon happening in Aries. Aries for us Aquarius sits in the third house. The opposing house is the ninth house. And I just mentioned that. It just came out that way. But the card in the middle is the psyche, right? It says the soul, the consciousness, and the mind. All right. So spirituality is definitely of significance again with the best of being here. Okay. What am I getting? There's a transition happening now. With cusp being here. I feel like the transition is the energy of the equinox. There's a shift, right? It's a shift, a transition. But pertaining exactly to what? In your knowledge. I have the fifth house here with fun, hobbies, and creativity. So if you've been really focusing on self, then maybe you need to open yourself up to more adventure so that you can learn how to like put yourself back into having the energy of like happiness in your life, right? Having fun. The fifth house. Yeah, there's some discord there with quincunx being there. So I feel like you really focusing on self, all right, your spirituality, you're missing out on the other side of life, which is having fun. All right. Or this could mean that you are meant to do something creative with this knowledge that you have. All right. Utilizing the energy of this full moon in Aries, which sits in the third house of communication. All right. Bringing the energy of the subconscious to the conscious. I was getting that in another reading as well. Says the earth element is here, pragmatic, grounded, and enduring. Why is earth element here? The third house, communication, transportation, local community. Becoming grounded. I'm not sure what this means here. So in order for you to come back into a grounded energy, maybe, you need to really step into where the position is in the North Node, which is communication, transportation, local community. Because I feel previously to this full moon, you could have been more focused on the energy of the subconscious instead of the consciousness. Or maybe, you know, the shift that you were going through, all right, between the beginning of the spring equinox and now that we're now at the fall equinox has led you to really communicate out, you know, you utilizing the knowledge that you've gained, you doing it creatively, which has now have made you feel a bit more grounded within self. Fourth house, family roots and the foundation. Okay. So maybe the focus now needs to be on family and the foundation around you. Why is fourth house here? There's a discord there still within the family dynamic. That's why. So a quincunx are 5 signs apart. All right. So if I'm looking at the 4th house, 5 signs away from that is going to be the 9th house. All right. And the 9th house is of spirituality. All right. So there's a discord there because of the focus that you've had so much on yourself and your spirituality that you kind of lost out on the consciousness of the family dynamic. There's adjustments needing to take place. Again, I just mentioned the 3rd quarter moon coming up in Cancer. Cancer ruling the 4th house, right? But within our charts, it sits in the 6th house. So your overall health could be of importance. Your mind, your body, your soul. You being of service to others. But what sits in our 4th house is the energy of Taurus, which speaks of self-value. So I'm still in a little confused, Spirit. Why is discord here with 4th house? Radiant, enthusiastic, and dynamic with the fire element. Okay. Clarify fire element, please. Cardinal. The cardinal fire sign is Aries. Cardinal energy says initiation, spark, and vision. All right, full moon in Aries. Cardinal fire sign for some reason. Where this illumination is happening, which is in the 9th house, is affecting your family dynamic as well. What am I getting here? Retrograde. Oh, okay. Makes sense now. Got it. You have some discord within the family dynamic right now because of what you're going through here in the 9th house. It's opposing the energy that's sitting in the 3rd house, which is where, you know, this full moon is going to help you release. Chiron is there. Chiron is in retrograde at this time, and Chiron is the wounded healer. All right, so if there's anything that you've been holding on to regarding pain, it's time to let that go. Full moons are all about releasing, right? Something being illuminated. Okay. Mercury. Communication, correspondence, and expression. I mean, the third house is ruled by Mercury. All right, it is all about communication. So maybe you need to speak your truth about something, communicate your truth about something, and how you feel now that this, Chiron is in retrograde there. I don't have Chiron coming out just yet. I mean, it is in this deck, but I don't see it. I don't see it here. But the only energy right now that is in the cardinal fire sign that could be of discord to the family, we have the North Node in Aries and Chiron retrograde in Aries right now. That's it. Okay. See, but this, whatever this initiation, this spark, this vision is, I feel like it's a reflection of the knowledge that you've been gaining this whole time in your ninth house. The North and South nodes are in Aries and Libra right now. All right. So the radiant, enthusiastic, and dynamic part of yourself could be in this third house position, whatever that is. And the third house is speaking of communication, transportation, local community. But Mercury being here is saying focus more on communication. Retrograde in the third house, the only thing that's there is Chiron. That's in retrograde. So it's kind of like, in order for you to heal, you need to communicate something out. Okay? So that your focus could come back within, the family dynamic. Mars is here with competition, action, and willpower. You need to take action towards something. You need to do something about this. Mercury, it says communication, correspondence, and expression. If you've expressed yourself through competition, action, or willpower, let's see. Why Mars is here? Why is Mars here? Why is Mars here? Oh. Yeah, you need to become a little bit more grounded if you've been like really in this competitive energy. All right. You need to become more stably grounded with Taurus energy here. Again, Taurus is our fourth house. See, but Mars is in Libra right now, and it's opposing the sign of Aries. All right. Things could be coming back into balance at this time. All right, in order for you to communicate something out. But it requires for you to be grounded and stable and not such in a like competitive like energy. Okay, tell me more. The third quarter moon, breakdown, readjustment, and forgiveness. That happens on October. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. The last quarter moon happens on October 6th. So the 6th could be of significance here. That's happening in Cancer. So again, Cancer is our 6th house energy. Or there could be some sort of breakdown happening within the family dynamic. Cancer rules the 4th house. All right, you're going to have to remain grounded. All right, because there may be some sort of competitive energy about something that's going to be communicated. What's going on here? Now I'm interested. I don't know what I'm getting, but I'm kind of just looking at all possibilities here. Okay. Tell me more about the third quarter moon in Cancer. Okay, that makes sense. So Cancer opposes the energy of Capricorn, which is our 10th house energy. And this speaks about career, public life, and the reputation. All right, so there's some readjustments that are going to be happening when the third quarter moon goes into Cancer. That happens on October 6th. Let's see what day that falls on. The 6th is on a Friday, Venus's day. Taurus did come out. All right. Taurus is ruled by Venus. So Taurus sits in our 4th house. All right. The third quarter moon is happening in Cancer. All right. Career, public life, and reputation. I'm still kind of not getting it, but getting closer. Let's see. I promise you, I've been hearing birds all day long. I've been hearing confirmations all day long as I'm doing my readings. Okay. All right, so this is the waxing gibbous moon. Nurturing patience and refinement. You could be patiently waiting for something, or something that requires patience pertaining to your career. All right, I feel that your focus should now be on the energy of your home. Okay. I mean, we are in the waxing crescent moon cycle. All right, but the waxing gibbous moon takes place like right before we hit the full moon, which is in the next, what, 2 days? Oh, okay. So not only do we have Vesta in Cancer, we also have Juno in Cancer. Wow. Okay. This speaks about like marriage, commitment, and bonds. All right. I'm not seeing the energy of the 12th house out here just yet. Okay. But the 9th house is out here with the energy of spirituality. All right. And Juno sits in Cancer, which again is our 6th house, and it opposes the energy of the 12th house where the energy of Capricorn is. All right. What am I getting here? Like, not for nothing, when the moon was in Capricorn, I worked so hard that day. I probably did like 3 or 4 readings. And again, I don't have a moon in Cap, so normally I'm just like, focused in my other areas in my chart where Capricorn is, and I have it in Mercury, Mars, I have it in Venus. All right, I have I believe it's my Saturn, my Uranus, and my Neptune is in Capricorn. All right. So South Node is here. Past lives, natural gifts, karmic challenges. All right. So South Node being in Libra. All right. This could be pertaining to the commitment that you have to spirituality, or to the knowledge that you've been gaining here that's preparing you for your career. It's kind of what I'm getting, even though you have to be patient with where the moon cycle is right now. So something pertaining to the third quarter moon coming up in Cancer. All right. And that energy opposing the energy of where Capricorn is. And Capricorn is in the 12th house. All right. The 10th house could be a significant, again, with you being on, you know, your life purpose here, whatever that is, for you. But the fact that we have like marriage and commitment coming out with Juno is like a partnership, a commitment is due to come in. All right. And this could be something or someone from your past life, natural gifts, karmic challenges, and again, the South Node sits in Libra for us, which is the 9th house. All right. You know what's crazy? I was talking so much last year when I started my videos about how the South Node was in Scorpio and the North Node was in Taurus, right? And last year I left my job. I chose to take a different path. I chose to go down a whole brand new like journey, right, with the spirituality thing. And I didn't understand why. So the South Node sat in our 12th, well, let me just say for the collective of Aquarius, the South Node sat in the 10th house, and then as it transitioned over into Libra, it went into the 9th house, right? So whatever we were preparing ourselves for last year was leading us towards our destiny. Okay. The moon's energy, which is the 4th house, and Saturn's energy, again, was giving me like the mother and the father thing. And then funny how this year we experienced in our 7th house, Leo going into retrograde, which is the ruler of, you know, relationships and things like that. So it had a big deal to do with like the energy of a discord within family, within you starting a career, and then also within relationships. So it's been like crazy. And then imagine you living life to life on a daily basis, dealing with challenges, right? Possibly feeling like you're going through so much adversity because of everything that you're going through. And then having to try to keep the energy of spirituality, right, in your presence. It's insane. So Aquarius, you have been going through a lot, okay? And I get it because I understand the transits. So let me just continue on because I will get emotional. Okay, what else? So we had South Node come out, right? So past life, natural gifts, and the karmic challenges are of significance, right? And that has to do a lot with the knowledge that you had to gain there in the 9th house, all right, and your spirituality. Let's continue on. All right, so Jupiter. All right, cool. So Jupiter sits in Taurus and it's in the 4th house, right? So you've grown a lot. You opened yourself up to many different opportunities because you are optimistic, right? You could be, you know, receiving some sort of good luck, fortune in the near future. I don't know. Jupiter right now is in retrograde until the end of the year. All right, so yeah. Conjunction. Something's meant to come into unity. Jupiter does sit in the 4th house, so maybe it is your family dynamic. I mean, I was getting that earlier because of the discords with the placements right now. And again, we still have 5 major planets in retrograde. All right, so that's Saturn, that's Neptune, Jupiter, Uranus, and Pluto. 5 generational planets. Like, they're not like Mars or Venus or Mercury, which kind of hit, you know, closer to Earth. So this is drastic changes happening in such a short amount of time. All right, it's a lot going on. But I feel that if you've been focusing on self, that's definitely where, you know, it's just kind of where the energy has been leading you to focus, okay? Conjunction is here with unity, integration, and synergy. Conjunction is when, I want to say 2 or more planets are within 0 to 3 degrees and within the same sign, all right? I can look at it and see if there's any at this time, any conjunctions happening. So Jupiter and Uranus are in the same sign. We have Jupiter at 14 degrees at this time, and Uranus is at 22 degrees. So that's like they're in the same exact sign, but they're still not in unity. All right, because again, it has to be from 0 to 3 degrees apart. And then we have Saturn that's at 1 degree of Pisces right now in retrograde. And then we also have Neptune that's at 26 degrees retrograde. So nowhere near close with those two planets. Okay, and then Pluto sits by itself in Capricorn. All right. We currently have right now, let me see here. Oh no, I'm reading this wrong. I have to update it. Let me see. Oh, I guess I am reading it right. So we have Neptune, Saturn, and the moon all in Pisces at this time. All right. So this is, again, 2 or more celestial bodies, as they would call it, in the same sign. All right. So I'm getting like your emotional state could be challenging right now, as Pisces is a sign of emotions, right? Neptune's there. All right. Just be careful with illusions. All right. The moon is there. We're preparing for that full moon in Aries. That sits in our 3rd house. All right. So some things that may have been hidden, like some hidden secrets or something may be coming out. All right. Something will be communicated at that time. And then Saturn being in the 2nd house, like right now, its energy could be where we're struggling with finances, right? Okay, so interesting. My moon is in Aries, and this is going to be a full moon in my sign. So my kids don't have school on Friday for a reason. Okay. Yeah. It's going to be a very emotional day for me on Friday. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, continue on. Let's not make the reading about me. Let's see. 6th house is here. Work, service, and health. All right. So 6th house being of significance right now. It's almost like focus on your work. Okay. And working on yourself, the ascendant. All right, I got to cut the reading short, guys. That was pretty good reading. Down at the bottom of the deck is Lilith, and it says power, activism, and vengeance. All right, so your appearance is important right now. Your first impression and the mask that you put out into the world is important. Thanks, guys.